Yeah, kind of feeling a little off today. I don't know why.
Yeah, it happens some days, so we have to just leave it behind and start the day off fresh. Okay, so we are on this uh, long what to say? So we actually started this day before yesterday with the first UI design. So this is our third UI design. So we'll be speaking about the nuances and the thought process which went into it. So since I'm the host, I have to first share my design and explain my design, and later on you would share the design and speak about it, right? So we just will go right into the design. I'll share my screen.
Okay.
Yeah. So hope my screen is visible.
Yes, it's visible already.
Yeah, so this is my third UI design. So this is actually a landing page. This design I'm really very stoked about because this took a lot of time. I was completely blank and I didn't know what to do about. So I thought first I would create a flat design with flat colors, and I thought of not incorporating any images. But later on, I thought that okay, so it would be really good if you could add a lot of images which are bright and yeah, so if you see a travel website page, it has to take you to that place. So the moment you open that website, so people should be in a mood to uh, type in something and book their ticket. So I just went with that vibe. So I wanted to create a holiday mode. So I went with oceanic vibe in the background. And so to keep everything in place, to maintain uniformity, I uh, I didn't want to have uh, elements which are very bright or so which are very eye catchy. So it has to be very light, mild, and it has to blend in with the aesthetic. So my aesthetic here is white and blue. It's mostly the scheme that I went for in this design. So it's a very simple UI. So it gives you all the granular controls. You can search your query here. You can pick the mode of your travel. You can book hotels, and it'll provide you with offers, exclusive deals. You can enter your uh, coupon code if you have any, and you can follow for more and all the stuff. You can log into your profile here. You can pick the language. You can pick which yeah, so based on your location, you can do it. So suppose if you have your location turned on, so your search results will be based on that. So and and all of this. So as we spoke yesterday, Ganesh, I've created
The
uh,
typography and the color palette, right? I
palette.
mean,
Yeah,
I need to start putting it in all my designs. I mean, I told you, and I haven't done for all. I'm just slowly doing it day by day. But you've done it already for today's design, right?
yeah, that's
Uh,
right. So
mm, that's amazing. But yeah, the one thing what I liked is the background, man. I mean, it gives me that vibes like I'm going to some Bali or some Hawaii or kind
seriously,
of a nice, yeah,
I just wanted to provide that vibe to everyone, really.
yeah, and
And
I really like that. And I don't know if there's a logo or how you've done that, that way of the tag, and you written exclusive offers and you made the CLUS part white, right? That looks really nice, you
yeah,
know.
so
And yeah, yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah, so it took some time to make this because actually I didn't plan of having this year, but it so the main reason for me in including this is so in any travel website, so the first thing that the user looks for is exclusive deals and offers. So if there's
Yes,
something that's appealing, so they just right away click it, right?
everyone wants to save money, man. Anyways,
Yeah,
right? They
everyone
want
wants to save.
exclusive deals, and they want that feeling of exclusivity, right? People look for that. You are the more exclusive you are, the more uh, special you feel, and you're making them feel that. And the one thing is, I felt that from Bangalore to Mumbai part could have been a bit bigger, maybe, or it could have aligned to a bit more middle. And that BLR International Airport is small, but I think that's fine. I mean, that's fine. but I think it should have been a little more down. That whole part, that would have made more sense to me.
Okay.
Uh, other
I
and no, no, and even the one that excludes all the whole thing is there, right? If that could have been bought up a little bit, right?
okay. Okay.
That also like would be nice, because it's almost looking like it's touching the social. Either it should be attached or it shouldn't. That's my view. I mean,
Okay.
people may have other views as well. So those are the few things which I felt was a little off. But
Okay.
other than that, man, I really like a background. Every time it was a good background, and I think there's this one more person in my connections who she also does really good background. But you're the best, man. I mean, even the first design had that leaves background where we discussed, and that was super, right? And this one also is really nice. It's like so amazing. It's like you're happy to see it. You get that happiness in your face. You want
Yeah. Thank you,
to
Ganesh.
trip.
Yeah.
So you just
I
made my day, and I wanted to make my trip. So this can be a makemytrip.com.
Yeah, that's really true. I spend a lot of time in picking the background because it is what the end user sees the most all the time, right? So if you spend some time in picking a good background, it really serves the purpose and it makes your entire UI look better. So actually, it is one of the most easiest way to to make UI look better. It's very simple, right? So the image is free. So it's a freely available resource and you don't need to work much on it. And so if you yes in just a few instances your UI becomes better. So, for instance, if I
But
had
actually,
a design,
looking at the current trend,
hmm.
sorry to cut, but if you're looking at the current trend, they're going for very minimalist design.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
they
very
usually
good
put
designs.
pictures. But
Mm-mm.
what I like about your is you put the pictures and you make it work, right? They're keeping the creativity alive. They did the Warner Bros. So guys, we created one logo. I remember when we were in the eighth grade on a Photoshop. So we started our Photoshop journey together, right?
Yeah,
So we created logos. It was similar to Warner Bros. Right? I remember that.
very old.
Yeah, that's a very old. I don't know if he still has those, but I remember those logos. So in one of those logos, I remember it was so creative. It had a 3D element and it had pictures and things like that. But
Yeah,
right, losing out on that, right? That's a sad thing, which I actually do not like. But hope it comes back again, one day, and we can
yeah,
make.
that's true. So we need to spend some time on that also. So we have to have something which keeps us creatively motivated. So only if you have an element like that, you'd feel happy every day, right? So I think for,
Yeah,
it so it helps us to quench that thirst. Figma, I can say. So it's been a long time since I've created something new, and it's for the past 1 month that I'm actually immersing myself in creating stuff. So it's really going good. So this is my
I'm just happy revisiting the past.
yeah, that is true. So this design is completely in contrast to your design, I think. So obviously, I first saw your design and I wanted it to look completely different because you had I think you didn't have images much. It was more like a flat design, right?
Yeah,
It was like that. So I wanted to create something which is not. I can't say it is not flat. So there are some flat elements in it, so which has no shadows and texture to it. But I can't call it a simple flat design. It has a lot of textures. Like here you can see, it has a lot of textures and all the stuff. But your design is completely different from mine. So yeah, so I think everybody would be interested in seeing your design now, and you could explain it.
yeah, yeah, sure. Just give me a minute. Let me share my screen.
Yeah, sure.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah, yeah, Ganesh, it's visible.
Yeah, guys. So this is my design which I done. So this was for a website known as wowtshappening.com. You can check out. I think for the sign up also I've done with the same website. So what I'm doing is I am creating. Okay, you can see this weird black bar. I'll show you why. What's the reason? In a while. So before that, what I would like to tell is I am trying to reuse the elements of what's happening. I'm trying to make a whole website, revamp that old website by doing a daily UI.
Okay.
Fine. So that's how it works. All right. So having this website, I just wanted it to go for a plain black and white theme. If you see any black and white websites, I mean, theme I'm going for, it's usually based on what's happening. So when you have consistency, when you have a website, you want everything to look with two to three color differences, right? Two, three colors. You have a primary, you have a secondary, you have a tertiary. That's the kind of approach I go for. People go for many colors. I mean, they make it work. Few people, it looks amazing, but it doesn't work always. So for this website, I just wanted it to be plain and simple of black and white. You can see, and a bit of gray here and there to get that visual hierarchy of colors. And then I put the trending events here, so you could just buy the ticket directly or something like that, and you could just move left and right. Fine, and then you have buy tickets option. So why I've put here buy tickets is just think you guys want to come, you just want to buy some tickets for some random thing. So you have that option here as well, right? Here you have trending events, you have search events, right? Search event by name type. So buy tickets is like you just want to buy tickets or you have a ref code, you can go through this. Fine. So this is like a quick feature. So if you go to other pages also, this will be there. So if you're going for favorites or calendar, you can come back to buy tickets. Fine. And this what's happening is the same logo what I've used here as well, the same color. Fine. So what I'm doing here is I want to, as we go through each and every day of daily work, basically you're going to see how I've reused the elements. Right, we were speaking from past 2 days how to reuse the elements, and yeah, that's how we're going to do. And here I wanted this to be a simple plain card. I didn't want anything fancy, so I like this kind of modern design. Sometimes it's just like one card, kind of has a sleek feel. So that's what I liked the most, and what I went with. Fine. I'll just show you why I put the black bar. All right.
Yeah, Ganesh,
So
sure.
the black bar. So here I'm sharing my screen again. So this is basically a Mac, right? MacBook. So here you have the cutout, right? So to cover that up, I put the black bar. I should have put like a time, Wi-Fi connection, and all of that. I did not put it, but that's the reason why black bar. Because some of you might observe, some of you might not observe, but I just wanted to make it clear with you guys why I did that, how I did that, and why I did that, right? So yeah, so this is about my design. If Arun, you have anything to talk about it, you want to say anything
Yeah.
about it?
So actually, so the one thing which I like about your UI is it's very functional. So it's the most important thing of a UI, right? So ultimately, you're making an UI for others to use. So it has to be functionally easy to use, and it has to have a lot of features, but it should not look crumpled. Like, so it shouldn't be like on a single page you're having a lot of UI elements and it looks congested, right? So it shouldn't look like that. So this page, right, it has not all but most of the functionality, and it looks evenly spaced out. It is very simple and it looks nice to look at. So actually, when I was creating my UI, right, so that landing page UI, it looked good and all those stuff, but functionality I thought it was lacking, because ultimately the user has to have more functionality in one page itself, and we shouldn't be asking him to click a lot of links, like, right? So if he has to book a ticket, he has to just click on book and he has to process it. So it has to end there. So if you keep the user clicking a lot of links, right, so it might end up making a lose interest so in the entire process, and he might not even complete the final process itself. So it's one thing that I like about this design. It looks good and it's functional. So functionality is the most.
The reason I'll let you know why, because you're looking at more of pure design point of view, but I'm looking at a point of view being I'm a developer, right? I'm a web developer. I've been into web development a lot.
Yeah.
So I look into having my designs which is good for the web as well. So that's the reason. I don't look at it as just as a design or creative. I look at it as a functional point of view. And what you're doing is amazing in one way for me is because you can get creative without the constraint of being a developer. Me being a developer, I have the constraint. I feel like I know how it goes on in the developing,
Mm,
right?
right.
I know how it is. I know what are the constraints. I know what is happening there. So that's one thing where you have a leverage for a better design to come out. I mean, I can get amazing designs with a constraint, but you have more freedom to play around with. And then later, maybe we can work it out. We can be like, okay, this is not gonna happen. Change it here and there. But man, I that's what I would say in my part. Why it comes out like this?
Yeah, yeah, it could be so. Seriously, I don't think much about how technically sound it is. My most important aspect is it has to look good aesthetically,
Yeah.
because
So yeah,
aesthetically it
maybe.
has to be pleasing, and I, I actually don't think in a constrained or confined way. I just do whatever comes to my mind. I just try
That's
it out,
amazing.
I do it, and it comes out well. So it could be the reason why yours is more functional. And if you see my design, right, so in that I have used a lot of colors. So you have restricted it only to two colors, which is really intelligent, right? Because if you want to expand your UI, right, it's easy for you and you can concentrate more on
Yeah.
the functionality part. If I have to create a new page, I have to think about so many things that I need to do on the first page, right? I might miss out on
You
something.
have a lot going on in your mind for
Lot
each and
going on.
everything.
So it might look interesting and really unique on a first
Appealing.
page, but if you want to create multiple pages, it's really very difficult. Then we have to take your approach, I think.
Yeah. I
Mm.
mean, that comes on. I mean, I've been just doing design for the past 1 2 years, and also I've been developing only
Correct.
on web. I do not sometimes I would not be able to see on apps because I've been part of teams doing the app development. I've done a bit of app development myself, but never to that extent. So maybe if I'd been more into app development, I would have started there also. So it
Mm.
depends, right? That's also there. So what topic you work on every day? If I give that, you will have that more constrained, confined approach,
And plus,
like
you're
I do.
doing research, right? So even do research on stuff. So you learn a lot more stuff, and you have a lot more
True,
in
true.
your head processing. So when you create something, you keep in mind all of this stuff, and you make a design.
Yeah,
On the contrary, I don't keep anything in mind. I just go there, I see the topic, I place stuff here and there, and something comes out, I make it better and I post it. So there's a lot of yeah. So the process itself is completely different, and hence the output is different. So it's really interesting to see your design and my design after the other, right? So the creative process is different and the output is different, and the topic is the same. So it's the most a lovable part of UI creating, right? So it's spontaneous. Sometimes you can create a UI in just few seconds or even a few minutes, as if you have everything planned out in your head. So it's just about circles, squares, rectangles and stuff, but the pleasure and how you bring it
that
together.
that, that all comes with the mental library as we discussed in the past few 2 seconds, right? I mean, mental library to develop. I mean, you yourself told from the past you have improved a lot in
Just
placing
to
things.
paste.
Mental library is there now in your head.
Correct. You start from experience, right? So if you have everything pre-planned in your head, it's easy to create a design and you can save a lot of time. That
Yeah.
is really great. So I hope you guys really enjoyed our talk on the third UI that we created, the landing page. And I think you guys have um, some queries as well. So you can drop everything down below. We can try to answer them. And so hope it was a really great talk, Ganesh. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah,
Yeah.
so
So thank you, Arvind, for the
yeah, yeah,
amazing session today.
yeah, Ganesh, it was great. So yeah, guys, so we'll sync up at the same time at 9:30 or 9:20. So okay, so it's a wrap for us. And yes, okay, guys, so we can close the session. Have a good day. Bye.